Tops member or not, but welcome to our Wednesday Zoom. And I'm going to mute everyone so we can do the pledge and not have garbage come over because we all talk over each other. So, and you can unmute yourselves when you are done, when we are done. Okay. Tops pledge. I am an intelligent person. I will control my emotions, not let my emotions control me. Every time I am tempted to use food to satisfy my frustrated desires, build up my injured ego, or dull my senses, I will remember. I will take off pounds sensibly. Cops pledge. I am an intelligent person. I will control my emotions, not let my emotions control me. Every time I am tempted to use food to satisfy my frustrated desires, build up my injured ego, or dull my senses, I will remember I am to be example as I keep off pounds sensibly. You can unmute yourselves. So, with all this cold weather, I deal with SADS and any emotional eating going on this week. Admit it, you know, we're all doing it and it's hard. I'm trying really hard. I'm doing the food exchange sheet and doing my fitness pal. So it's like I'm trying very hard to stay, even though I'm exercising, staying in those limits. So it's like, it's hard. I'll admit it. It is a struggle, even though I've got cops, it's a struggle to keep it. But very much so. Well, especially in the winter, because it's always been my problem. SADS has been a problem for years, so it just creeps back up, and especially with 2020, it's not good. But at least I'm getting outside and getting the sunshine when the sun shines through the clouds. So okay, the what I found is a medical feature, actually. Rethink That healthy drink. The pros and pitfalls of probiotic beverages. This is by the medical editor, Vaidya. Not going to even try to pronounce her name, but she is the medical editor of the Tops magazine. We've all seen ads touting probiotics as antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancerous, and anti-allergenic, and as agents to lower cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar levels. They also they are also supposed to possess antioxidants and healthy effects. I'm sure that I've forgotten a few. Let's explore how much of this is real and how much is wishful thinking. And not everything works the same way of everybody. Good evening. Yes. Good evening, Terry Ann. We're working from the November-December 2019 magazine about those supposedly healthy drinks. Probiotics are live microbes, aka bacteria, that are supposed to be beneficial to your health if you can eat or drink enough of them. Anyone ever have kombucha? I can't. I have GERD. I'd be in pain. I mean, they say it's good, but the last time I had a shot of apple cider vinegar, I wanted to die.
What is it exactly made from? Because I know one of the
It's
people
fermented. I mean, there is a kombucha. It's going to go into what it's made out of, but it's like, I mean, people are like, well, I can give you some. It's like, no, I don't want to ever go through what I did the last time I had apple cider vinegar. It's a fermented drink. Okay. These microbes can be mixed into medications, foods, drinks, dietary or nutritional supplements, and even added to infant formula. The key word is enough. Since many of these supplements and foods are not tightly regulated, it's impossible to know whether a product contains probiotics in adequate quantities to have any beneficial effect on the consumer. Uh, use use of live bacteria in food preparation isn't new. Fermentation practices can be traced back to ancient Egypt and other Middle Eastern civilizations. However, the 19th century observations of microbiologist Eli Mekanoff first brought attention to the associations between health and eating yogurt, a naturally fermented product. Since then, several decades of investigation have delved into the role of probiotics in certain individuals with specific health conditions. Anybody eat yogurt or have take probiotics?
I eat a lot of yogurt.
I did at
Yep,
one
me too.
time, but I guess I ate so much I got over it. I was just like eating it all the time. I need to get back to it. Probiotics have been shown to be effective in two cases. One, preventing and treating antibiotic associated diarrhea. That I know. At two, decreasing the duration of common colds. That I did not know. Because I know when I have a cold, you usually get a sour stomach. You don't want any dairy. That I know. Outside of that, there is no conclusive evidence that probiotics prevent, cure, or shorten time frame of other conditions. Even fewer studies support the claim that using probiotics improve or maintains physical wellness in otherwise healthy people. Yet, the probiotic industry has spared no effort to publicize the debatable benefits of these products for healthy adults. Okay, probiotic punch list. Any questions? I mean, we're all told about, oh, eat your yogurt. Make sure it has live bacteria in it, but we never even think it's like, okay, is it supported? Does the research support it, or how do we feel when we eat all these? Probiotic punch list. Even if there are proven beneficial effects of a particular probiotic in healthy humans, it's not clear if all the products that are commercially available follow the rigorous standards required to deliver probiotics in adequate amounts to be helpful. Since there are a trillion species of bacteria on Earth, 500 to 1,000 of them living in your gut, it's not always clear what species could be beneficial in a particular situation. Individual gut flora vary in type and quantity of each strain, so there isn't a one-size-fits-all probiotic. The number of criteria needed to meet to ensure a probiotic can provide all the advantages that have been reported in cell and animal studies. Okay, a number of criteria. Okay, the process involves isolating particular probiotic strains and testing each for its ability to, one, resist stomach acid and bile acids that will destroy good bacteria before they can do their work, latch on the gut wall, resist our human immune system. The body is not going to sit idle if external bacteria are introduced. It will try to fight them. And last, multiply and function in an environment that may not be hospitable to the bacteria. All through the testing, the safety of these probiotics can be ensured. You may be surprised to learn that at this time, which is 2019, a potential probiotic does not need to fulfill all these criteria to end up on your local supermarket, pharmacy, or favorite online merchant. So it's anyone's guess as to how effective these probiotics are, whether it's solid or liquid form. I've tried. I got a drugstore brand probiotic, and I'll tell you, I had more problems with that than I did just eating yogurt. Okay, kefir and kombucha. And who said they drank it? Either one?
Yep.
You did kombucha? Okay. This brings us back to probiotic drinks. One particular probiotic variety is kefir, a fermented milk product from grains with a specific and complex mixture of bacteria and yeast. This mixture may vary from region to region. All the purported benefits effects of kefir in high all the purported beneficial effects of kefir on high blood pressure, diabetes, and insulin resistance have been deduced from animal and cell culture studies. Very few studies have been conducted on humans, and these show no improvements in health or weight compared to milk. One study with just 15 people in it showed improvement in milk tolerance. Another natural beverage that has received widespread acclaim is kombucha. I know our one grocery store sells growls of fresh kombucha or growlers or whatever that big jug is. Kombucha is made by fermenting sweet black tea with several yeasts and bacteria for a week or longer. Claims of its anti-inflammatory potential and antioxidant activity are not supported by any human studies. More research is needed to fully understand its effects in humans. Without properly conducted studies at this time, we have to conclude that no evidence exists to support claims that kefir and kombucha are beneficial to health. Just the millions of people that actually drink it. do you, Ruth? Do you find you have a benefit from drinking kombucha?
Well, I have celiac disease, so
Mhm.
I drink it for my digestion.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a huge amount. I have maybe this much.
Like a shot glass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to get it with almost no sugar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that's not mentioned in this article is that a lot of these products are more effective if they don't have the sugar in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the kefir, my mom used to give that to us when we were little, but she would get stuff that didn't have sugar or very, very little amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you're nullifying the effects.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, because I know my daughter was drinking one from our local grocery store, and it was made. The one she got was made from grapes. Yeah, grapes. But it's like I didn't check to see what. I mean, I know a lot of people that make their own, so they have control over what's in it. But I haven't even looked at the ingredient list of the stuff she's getting from the stores, which is who knows how old and who makes it. So I know a lot of people find benefits, but I've never heard that there was sugar in them. I'll have to check the labels next time she gets it. Okay. The last word for now. There are plenty of probiotics and natural food sources that we eat as part of our daily diet, including yogurt and aged cheeses made with raw, unpasteurized milk. Probiotic beverages are unnecessary and expensive unless you are drinking them to help for a specific health condition that they have been studied in, such as diarrhea. However, if you find it beneficial, I know many people have personal testimonials. It's okay to opt for a probiotic beverage, especially if the alternative is to grab a soda. But don't expect your health to change drastically just by using probiotics. And then they have some probiotic possibilities. Although there's little evidence that the hype around probiotic drinks is warranted, plenty of fermented foods pack a probiotic punch. Here are the pros and cons of some familiar ones. Yogurt. Look for live and active cultures statement on the label or check the ingredient list. For lactobacillus, plus is high in calcium protein. A minus, it might be high in sugar. I noticed the flavored ones, there's a lot of sugar. But I get like the vanilla one and it's not as bad, but the ones like the one they don't have the fruit in the bottom, it's just flavored. That's got a lot of sugar in it. Homemade pickles, plus high in calcium and protein, low in calories. A minus, only rich in probiotics if naturally fermented with, which is no vinegar. Basically, I don't do fermented pickles. I just use the vinegar. But I know a lot of people, a lot of canners just do the fermented ones. Olives, plus side, good source of fat, low in calories. A minus, maybe high in sodium. The green olives, oh, they are very salty. Cheeses, only cheeses made from raw, unpasteurized milk contain probiotics. U.S. and Canadian law require these be heat treated and or aged for 60 days. Examples are cheddar, feta, Gouda, and Swiss. A plus, high in calcium and protein, high in vitamins A and B. Minus, maybe high in saturated fat, no probiotic benefit if pasteurized. That I did not know. Sauerkraut and kimchi. Plus, good source of fiber, iron, and vitamins, low in calories. Minus, high in sodium, no probiotic benefit if pasteurized. So buy fresh or make your own. Tempeh, I think that's how to say it. TEMPEH. Plus, high in protein, calcium, vitamins, and minerals. Minus, not recommended for people with soy allergies or impaired thyroid. So I will not eat that. What is it? Anybody know?
I think it's a vegan protein that you can use.
Okay.
You
Okay.
probably wouldn't. It's kind of an acquired taste. You probably wouldn't like it.
Sort of like texturized vegetable protein.
I think so, but I can't eat that, so I'm not. I couldn't.
Yeah, I had that once, and my sister for a while was really into the tofu and the texturized vegetable protein. I actually made with the texturized vegetable protein a chili. That's before I found out I was very allergic to soy. So I didn't make it again. But yeah, it's anybody else have other things? Who eats all this stuff? I do no kimchi and no tempeh. So
My husband makes his own kraut here at home in a crock. So I definitely have that.
Yeah, that's good for you. I mean, then I'm also told it tastes nothing like the store bought. It's much better.
It's good. He's German ancestry, so.
Well, when hopefully I'll see you in December, I'll have to taste it if there's any left. Any questions or comments? Anybody? No? Yes, Ruth?
I have a question. Can Rhonda
Sure.
share her sauerkraut recipe?
Not mine, it's his.
Yeah.
Oh,
He has the old crock and.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never had fresh sauerkraut. That just sounds like something wonderful to try.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's much better than the little cans that I get once every 5 years.
Yeah.
It's sauerkraut is not everybody's favorite type food,
Right.
but we tend to like it here.
Yeah. Now I want to try it. I have to wait. Well, I'm hoping the travel restrictions won't be so bad in December. So hopefully I'll be out there. Yeah, my son lives sitting around where she lives. So it's like we're good.
So I will share. I eat a lot of yogurt, and like this morning I had Greek yogurt with fresh fruit in it. And in fact, I just had a program here a few weeks ago about being careful with the added sugar in yogurts. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it
and
is.
Yeah, in fact, I made a copy for everyone of the top rated yogurts that have the least sugar to carry in their purse so they can pull it out, because oh my gosh, there's like 20 feet of different kinds of yogurts in stores now. It's just crazy.
So what is the best?
And I know I used to make my own, and oh, it was so good many, many years ago. And
Yeah,
probably just like the sauerkraut.
Yeah, I've made. I've actually made my homemade yogurt from Carnation instant milk. I just mix up some milk and I make it. There's no way. I mean, there's no way like you would with milk, but it's nice. It doesn't taste near as bad as the Carnation instant milk. but yeah, I used to make my own yogurt. I don't eat enough as much of it anymore, so it's not worth it to make my own. But
and then my dog gets yogurt. We always have doodles, so they're mixed with poodles, and poodles are notorious for having queasy bellies. And so we used to end up with a lot of puking or diarrhea if they got into something they shouldn't have, because they just can't handle it. And now every couple days I just give him a spoonful of yogurt in his dog food, and he just doesn't have any stomach issues.
Oh, that's
so
good.
I'm thinking, that probably helps us too.
Right.
In
I
that
need
regard.
to get back to. I need to eat my yogurt before it expires. I'm bad about that. Is anybody else? Any questions?
Kathy, what were the top ranked ones that you could buy in the store in terms of the least amount of sugar ones?
Put me on the spot.
Yes.
My purse is, I will bring the list next week.
Okay.
But I know that one of them, it has a too good.
Too good. Okay, cool. Because that's what I'm eating now. I was eating the Dan and Lighten Fit flavored, but that has a lot of like the artificial stuff in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I still do buy them for certain flavors, but for the basic flavors, I've switched over to the Too Good. So that's good to know. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
And is it very
another
chalky?
one I know for sure is Siggy's, Siggis.
I've seen that one.
And it says lower sugar on some of the containers. So,
good.
But I'll bring that list downstairs next week. So
cool. But yeah, I eat more the non-fat than the Greek, because to me it's a texture thing. To me a lot of the Greek ones are chalky. It just
they're
tastes
thicker.
chalky.
Yeah.
But I found some Aldi's. I like Aldi's brand, Friendly Farms. I only get vanilla, so I haven't checked the added sugar, but I found that one separates the least. I mean, I've tried Cabot and all their stuff, and they all separate. It's like, I don't want to have to pour whey off my yogurt, but I like it. But any questions or any comments or anything that you want to discuss or anything? No, you guys aren't talking much.
I have a question, Joanne.
Sure.
So I know you have been on the page, the exchange system, and I'm doing the 28-day menu that's online, and I'm noticing they have dark chocolate.
Yep.
And it's fats and a carbohydrate.
Right.
In the little book that I have that I'm tracking, that I'm using from Tops, the one that's mentioned in our advocate program, they have the boxes for the different exchanges.
Right.
Where would is that a starch? It says a carbohydrate, but
right. It would be basically a starch. But there's fruits and vegetables are your other carbs. So if it's not a fruit or a vegetable, it would be under the starches. Okay. Because they make it with sugar.
Right. So it's right. I have been marking it as starch. Right. So, okay.
Yep. And I am a big thing of do not deprive yourself, because you are going to crave it and then it's going to be worse. You won't be able to stop eating it. Don't deprive yourself. Just use moderation. Because I tried eliminating all breads and stuff out of my diet. And after a week and a half, I mean, I couldn't avoid it anymore. and now it's been hard getting off of bread. So it's like, so I don't deprive myself anymore. I won't do it unless it's bad for me. I won't do it. But
why were you trying to do that?
Because I have GERD, and I'm trying to figure out, getting all the gluten out and stuff like that. See if my stomach will calm down. It did a little bit because I was eating a lot of protein and vegetables. But after a while, my body started craving it, and it was, yeah, I went overboard and started gaining weight. But I was off of it, and I lost like 3 pounds. Well, once I started eating bread again, even though it's my oatmeal's gluten-free, I gained it back. But no, if I get rid of it, but I won't do it again in the winter. I can do it in the summer because I don't eat bread in the summer. But yeah. So, but yeah, I know my stomach will settle down if I get rid of it. But right now, too much other stuff going on to want to change something else. But yeah. But any other questions or any non-skill victories? Victories? Yes, go ahead.
Joanne, I just want to tell you, I also have GERD, and 2 foods that bring it on for me are rice and raw carrots, and that they just send me overboard
because they're very hard to digest.
Exactly.
Yep. And the rice,
I love rice.
I like rice, but for these days it's a texture problem. I can't eat it. It's unless it's really mushy, and which is gross because that's basically gluten.
Yeah.
I just can't eat it. Can't get over the texture. And it is. It's really, really hard in the stomach.
Another one is cucumbers.
Yes.
I know. I just about died eating cucumber salad in Germany when I had GERD so bad.
Well, now my bread and butter pickles, and I always make them with apple cider vinegar. I have no problems. But if I eat and that's processed, so it means it's cooked. But if I drink just the apple cider vinegar, I'm in pain. But if I eat pickle juice, I'm good because it's got the sugar in it and pickles in it and the onions in it and the garlic in it, and so it's not pure and it's not diluted. So it's like, but I can eat my pickles, but cucumbers, yeah, stomach ache. Yeah, our guts are not our friends these days. But any victories this week?
I shared mine on Facebook.
I haven't been on Facebook.
Looked in the mirror and did not see an overweight, tired individual. Yay! Yep.
That is an awesome one. That is an awesome one. I actually slowed down and did some more. I did some of Leslie Sansone's older walking videos this past couple days, and I'll tell you, the older ones, I sweat more with the older ones than the newer ones. And wow, I was hurting. So it's like, and one of my hiking groups, one of the posts from a guy reminded me, the days of rest are extremely important too. You can't just go 7 days in a row and not give your body time to recover. And that's hard for me. It's like I feel guilty if I don't go out for a walk.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, and it's and I'll tell you, my legs hurt worse from doing her walking videos than it did hiking for 5 hours. My legs are hurting. But they give you a good workout. So, and I finally figured out how to stop auto pause on my watch, so I didn't have to keep pushing the restart button when I'm in the middle of an exercise video. I had to Google it. Excuse me. I finally, because all of a sudden it's like, okay, I just exercised for an hour. and my watch said I did it for 45 minutes. It's like, how did I lose 15 minutes? It kept pausing.
Ooh.
Because I guess my arms weren't moving enough, but my legs were, and my pulse was up, but it paused it. It's like, okay. So I know how I know how to unpause the auto pause. But cool.
Good.
It's like, okay, now I can get full credit for the entire hour. But anybody else? Nobody? Everybody's quiet today. So Rhonda, have you been able to visit any chapters this year or even on Zoom?
I have not. I have not. Even my own chapter's been shut down, weigh-in only.
I thought Clarksville was okay, or has it gotten worse?
We have several members that were waiting to get their shot before they wanted to come to meeting. So I just said, okay, we're just going to weigh in only. Y'all come back, you know. So yep. I got a sense for what they wanted, and I'm waiting.
Yeah, we've got two people. Well, we have one person that is just calling her numbers because she's trying to, because she's got new grandbabies, twins. So she doesn't want to, she wants to be able to see the baby. So she's quarantining herself. So she's just, I mean, she had her first one officially on the top scale. So she's just texting me her numbers every Saturday. So, but that way, I mean, she gets her accountability, but doesn't risk, because she hasn't had her shots yet. So she's waiting. But I mean, that's that. I have a lot of chapters that are just weighing over the phone, and some of them haven't met since March last year. So, but there are areas that have very high numbers, and there's been many cases of COVID in their chapter. So
we had two ladies with COVID.
Yeah, we've had, and I think we've only had one death from COVID in my area of my chapters, but crossing fingers, we've all recovered. But anything else? No. So what have you guys been doing for exercise this week? I've been doing hiking, walking, and chasing my grandson in snow piles and exercise videos. Stella, what have you been doing for exercise this week?
I walk, and then my exercise bike, I dragged it into the living room. So,
well, I
have
have
been sitting in the bedroom for months.
Yeah, so let's get some light in there. Yeah, I have at one time I bought a thing to put my bike on so I can use my bike in the house, and that's just boring. This is like, didn't last long. It's just boring.
I started reading, and that way I'm not watching the time, so it goes faster if you read.
Well, to me, there was too many distractions. You know, Mom, can you get me this? And mom this, Mom that. It's like, okay, not working. Too accessible to other people. So what have you been doing? You've been doing, still going, what gym do you belong to, Rhonda?
Crunch.
Right. Okay.
The brand new gym opened in December.
So you've been going how many times a week?
Well, I have been I have been doing the rest days, but I'm doing the bike primarily, and then I do I do both, a combination of hand weights, free weights, and the machines, the weight machines. So I am working on balance and posture and muscle strength.
I need to work on all three of those. Because the balance is with my hiking, I have my poles, so I work on that, but I need to do more exercise to help my balance because I still have a droopy foot. So Kathy?
Well, I go to Silver Sneakers at Gold's Gym 3 days a week.
Awesome.
And I had been going just for an hour for pickleball, but I do it for 2 hours. Yesterday was the first day and I could barely walk last night. I was so sore, but it's so much fun and great exercise. And then I end up walking my dog a lot, so he doesn't care how cold it's getting here. He still says we need to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So in fact, I even bought some, I have Raynaud's, where the little capillaries at the end of my fingers close up when they get too cold and my fingers turn white. It's very painful. So I bought some gloves that are battery heated.
Nice.
And they help with my hands. So it's been very, very nice. So
and you saying the battery operated one, you saying that about the battery operated gloves, I flashed back to an episode of MASH. They had a battery operated socks and gloves. It's like, okay, flashbacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because I'm trying to find a pair of the gloves that have the pocket to put the hand warmers in, because otherwise they get bunched up at the palm of your hand when you're holding your sticks. So one of these days I'll figure out where they got them. So Molly, I see all your bikes and stuff back there. What you been doing this week?
Not enough, but I was on my treadmill a couple times. That's what my husband has some of those battery gloves, warmer gloves. He bought them years ago online. He loves them.
Yeah, I have a whole huge box of hand warmers in my car. I might have to go get some tomorrow. If I have to dig out my car. But what have you been doing, Ruth? I know you have PT.
I have PT, but I actually have to stop PT for this month because I'm having vein surgery. So I have to do light walking right now and other like chair exercise or doing that one I sent you to the Jody Stovall, the lady that was mentioned in Pop magazine.
Yeah, I did. I listened to one of hers. She's a riot. I mean, she is so peppy and she is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, my biggest problem is when she's going live, I've got other stuff going on. It's just like, I can't sit down.
Yeah, but it's good if you need like lighter, more concentrated exercise.
Yeah. But
I am sorry. I'm gonna have to scoot out of here. My dog's upstairs crying, and that can only mean one thing. So.
Yes. Okay. I'll see you later.
I need to go. So I'll see you guys next week, and I'll have that list of those yogurts.
Awesome. Thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. There we go. Okay. But did you say vein surgery?
Yeah, I have to have vein surgery. I have varicose veins that are really bad.
Ouch. Good luck with that. I have no idea about recovery time of that, but I know it's I'm sure there'll be a recovery time. But Terry Ann, what have you been doing for exercising?
Just continuing on my DVD workout countdown to finish them.
Which one did you do?
By the end of February.
Which ones did you do this week?
I've been really bad. I have it to do 2 a day, and most days this week I've only done 1, which means at some point I'm going to have to do 3.
Ouch.
Today I did Taibo. So
I've never tried that one.
Yeah, and then yesterday I did a Jillian Michaels workout.
I've heard of her. And
I did a Zumba workout. So yesterday I did do 2, but every other day this week I've literally only done 1. I've done a Biggest Loser one. There's 30 total workouts, but some of them are only 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long. So it's like, and I have a schedule that I'm supposed to follow. And then some days I'm like, well, Taibo's only 24 minutes. I will do that today. So
yeah, well, I've tried Zumba, actually done a class. I am not coordinated enough to do that without falling flat on my face. It's like, wow, more power to you that you can actually do it. It's like, wow.
Joanne, you and we're just all the time.
I know, we're twins. We're twins.
they say, but I've gone to classes too, and they literally just say, if you're doing it, if you're doing anything, you're doing it right. You don't have to be as
Right.
perfect as the people at the beginning of the class or the people on, the DVD and whatnot.
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
just frustrating because I like instruction. If I'm in a
Right.
class, I like to know what's happening next.
Right.
And they don't do that in a class, and it's really annoying. So
Yeah.
at least with the DVD, I kind of know what's coming
A
up
little
next.
bit more, yeah.
But
Good.
I
Yeah.
take the classes, and yeah, they never tell you
Mhm.
what the next step,
Mhm.
is going to be. But that's it.
Yeah.
So
I feel lazy just listening to what you guys are doing. It's like, I just walk.
but you hike.
Yeah.
Hike though.
I want the snow to go away so I can get back on the trails, because I tried to go on the one, I love this one trail I like to go on, but they do not maintain, they don't take the snow off the parking lot. It's at the Appalachian Trail. So it's like my little car the snow's deeper than my tire wheels. It's like, I can't, there's nowhere to park. So it's like, okay, I want the snow to go away so I can go back to my favorite spots to hike. So, but might have to go to the rail to trails. I know they maintain those. But anything else? You
I
guys
have the
want to
retreat
talk?
this weekend. I'll check in with you
Yes.
guys next week and let you know how
yes.
that is.
I have mine next week, the 22nd to the 25th.
Who are the directors? Who are the directors?
Terry Ord.
Ashley's doing mine, but Terry Ord is her backup.
And I'm doing, I am, mine is with Cynthia Mack.
Cynthia's great. I love Cynthia. I had my first retreat with Cynthia.
I have, and I know there's going to be some in March. I want to know if they're all going to be the same, because I've seen people signing up for more than one, except for the different styles of the teachers. Are they all the same retreat?
They do cover different materials, at least the two that I went to.
Okay.
In person.
Right, but in virtual, we have. I even asked Barb Katie, and she hasn't gotten back to me, so I'll find out. Maybe I'll ask Cynthia when I see her, or you ask Ashley if they're all going to be the same.
I'll ask her, on Saturday. We're doing a meeting, a get to know your screen tomorrow night, and then Friday night is the start of the sessions.
Right, yeah, because I know the 21st I have one of those meetings next Sunday. I'll have to do it while I'm on a hike. I've got a hike that I signed up for, so this is the same time as the hike. So, but hopefully there'll be no snow. But otherwise, we will end with the helping hand poem. If no one else has anything else, just no celebrations. Is anybody who are going to meetings actually having meetings?
I had a gain last. We had a meeting last week for weigh-in only, and I had a gain. So they told me it was a small gain. This is what they said, and I said okay. And I took my book and I took it home. I didn't even look at it. Then the next day I opened up and I looked at it, and it was 1.2 gain. And I'm like, I don't know if I would categorize that as a small gain. I was expecting it to say 0.2 or maybe 0.4. So when it said it was a 1.2, I'm like, that's not a small gain.
Yeah, well, yeah, to me that would be no, it's not a small gain.
Right.
No, anything under a pound is a small gain.
Right.
But well, hey, it don't beat yourself up. Tomorrow's a new day. It could be, some days you weigh heavy in the morning, or some days you just weigh heavy, and you go, like I weigh in the morning, and I was like, okay, I stopped ended January with a small gain. I'm still under goal, or actually I was at goal.
Really gonna worry about that, because I knew from the previous weigh-in that we had, I knew I was gonna have a gain. I had a doctor's appointment Monday.
Yeah,
I'm overweight, and I'm good because I lost weight from my last appointment.
Right.
So I said, this is a good thing.
Yes.
on the scale, not in the obese category.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
I may be the heaviest overweight that I can be, but I'm not in the obese category.
Right. Yeah, that was the big one when I went from being obese to just overweight. That was a celebration.
Yeah.
I'm not even 5'2" anymore. It's like that was a celebration, you know, because you don't have a whole lot of weight in those scales because you're short, you know. So they don't give you a whole lot of options here. But I went from morbidly obese to basically overweight, and that's okay with me, you know. That's okay with me. I'm still in a size 6 jean, the smallest I've been since ever, you know. So we're good. Overweight in a size 6, I'm good. I'm really good. But okay, we will stop and we'll do the helping hand poem. You take my hand and I'll take yours, and we'll start out today. For helping hand is what we need to guide us along the way. The way to goal is a lonely road. We need someone to care. Reach out, my friend, and take my hand, and then we're almost there. So you guys have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.